This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their store by using my referral link in the description below. Ooh, I haven't had this card yet. And it's a crazy strong one in Lukka, Bound to Ruin. So yeah, I mean, huge bomb. Red-green's a good color pair to be in anyway. The downside about it is most people know that now. So... you know, red-green's not always as open, but it's still pretty great. So, even if you just play him and use his minus one ability like 3 times and they kill him or whatever, that's a pretty amazing deal. So, Lukka it is. Okay. I think the best card in this pack is probably Duelist of Deep Faith. But Rustvine Cultivator is pretty good too. It's a great enabler for the red-green deck just because it gets oil counters, but it also, you know, it ramps you into earlier Furnace Striders and Mantises and Lukkas, so I like taking it here. You'll play it in every green deck too. I mean, it's a nice card for all the green decks. The fact it's a 1/2 and can block all sorts of small things, blocks most of the 1-drops in the format is pretty sweet. I don't know why I have this card style, but I do, so must have been one of the random ones I got. Okay, pretty unexciting pack. You know, Conduit is a little too grindy for this format. I wish it worked a little better. I mean, I do think it's doable now. You know, the format has sort of slowed down a bit, but it's hard to make it work. Chittering Skitterling is good, but you've got to be in black-white, basically. And that's a bummer. So, yeah. Thank you for the subs, that other guy, Person, and Murktide. We could take Axiom Engraver. I mean, it's not exciting, but it is another oil card. I mean, I think it's probably just what we take. This pack is just so underwhelming overall. All right, so here's a Furnace Strider. I think I'd probably grab it. You know, it's one of the better top-end things to have in the format in any deck, but it's especially true in terms of oil stuff. The Chronicler's not bad. You know, this blue-green, man. I think 9 of the 10 color pairs in this format are very playable. Blue-green, yeah, that one's sort of the outlier. But yeah, we'll take a Furnace Strider here. Skull Bomb, Thrill of Possibility. Yeah. I mean, Basilica Shepherd's definitely the best card. I think maybe I should just take that. You know, you can't always play your pack one, pick one bomb, unfortunately. And if red-green is really difficult for us to play, then we may not be able to. Now, if we end up in either red or green and get some fixing, it is splashable. Because you can pay the additional... Wait, is that wrong? It is wrong. No, it is right. Because you can pay the additional using the Phyrexian mana. Alright, I mean, this is a pretty late Crawling Chorus, and it's not like the red cards here are great. I could try to take the Prism and force it, but it feels like white's pretty open when you see Basilica Shepherd and Crawling Chorus back-to-back this late. So, might have to jump ship, we'll see. It'll be sad if we do, but we have gotten to play, you know, we got to play our bomb earlier, at least. No, you do always have to pay red and green. Right, yeah. So you could splash the third color. So I don't know why my brain's having a hard time verifying what is correct that I said already, but you can, like, we can be a red-white deck that splashes green, and we don't need double green. So, yeah. All right, there's another Chorus. I think we grab it. I mean, they're decent red cards here, but they're not great. And Crawling Chorus is quite good. So, white is open for sure. We may be pivoting into white-red that tries to splash a Lukka. There is a Voidwing hybrid, which is quite good, but obviously doesn't really line up with anything we're doing so far, nor does Veil of Assimilation. I think we take the Crescendo here. It's a nice trick. It's also red, so, you know, it's not a foregone conclusion that we're not going to end up in a deck that can cast Lukka. And here's a Terramorphic Expanse. We definitely take it. You know, Distorted Curiosity's fine. The Experiment's okay, like, etc. But the other cards aren't really, and none of them are... I don't think there's very many situations where you take any of those over a Terramorphic Expanse. Especially when we're sort of trying to splash. All right, we'll grab this 2-drop. Interesting pack. I mean, it's not like Branch Blight Stalker's great, but it's all right. And that's a green card that was around pretty late. All right, Sinew Dancer. So if we end up in green-white, I mean, the Sinew Dancer is a nice thing to have, so... If we end up in red-white, it's less useful, but it's not a disaster. Do I want a Hazardous Blast or a Dancer? I mean, the Blast works really well in most of the red decks, and the Dancer does not work in all the white decks, so I think I'll take it. We'll cut another red card here, because, yeah, another Crescendo. Okay, well... Yeah, I mean, Sulfime isn't as good. I think it's the worst of these in Limited just because its effect is so narrow in terms of, you know, doing damage, non-combat damage. It does work with Lukka's -4 quite well. But it's still a 4-mana 5/4 that can become indestructible. So, you know, I definitely think it's what we take. This pack, I mean, I would take probably Lattice Blade Mantis otherwise. So we will take Sulfime here. So we have 2 Mythics that are on color. Wow, and now we get past Kaito. Unfortunately, that one's not one we can do, I don't think. I do love Kaito, though. But yeah, given what we're doing right now, I don't think that's where we're headed. So, interesting pick here. We've got an Urabrask's Anointer, which does sort of require you to end up in the right deck. Its effect does work with Sulfime, which is cool. Ruthless Predation, though, is good in all the green decks, and it does sort of feel like red-green is open enough now. And while the Anointer probably works well enough if we go that route, Predation will definitely work well enough. So it's also non-combat damage, I guess. So there's a fair amount of it, I suppose. All right, we'll take a Cackler now. We've got enough oil that's interesting, and we definitely want more. We had a brief flirtation with white, but I don't know... Well, I say that, and then there's this pack, which doesn't really have anything I want. The Aspirant's okay, and probably what I'm going to take, but... Yeah. Yeah, no, red-green are dissolving on us again here. Okay. I'm going to grab this Prophetic Prism. Another Aspirant, not exactly great. Skull Bomb's okay. Spore Singer's okay. I guess I'm going to take the Spore Singer. Ooh, another one. Good blue cards. Well, you know, good's probably an exaggeration. Okay. Alright, so it's a bit confusing because a really late Rustvine Cultivator shouldn't really be happening if green isn't open, but, you know, it's whatever. Serum Core Chimera is kind of interesting. I mean, I think we grab it here. We have a Prism and an Expanse, and then kind of a decent number of spells. It's not impossible that we play it. So I think it's what we wanted to pick there. All right, Shrapnel Slinger's fine. The Proliferate deck seems pretty open. We saw the 2-mana 1/3 earlier. Now there's a hybrid, so if somebody's in that, they're going to be pretty happy. Okay, Maze's Mantle. Just open up another on-color rare to offset the fact that we have some kind of subpar cards that may make it into our deck. Like, I really don't want to play Spore Singers at all, but... and not really the Aspirant either, honestly. We would prefer... Yeah, Miglos would be hilarious. Just to open pack 1, first pick in every pack, like an on-color. I mean, I don't quite think Soulfime's a bomb, honestly, but... You know, we do have several cards that do stuff with it. Hazardous Blast does double damage, you know, so... Yeah, we need more low drops. And we kind of need more top end, too. Like a couple of Mantises or another Furnace Strider would be pretty nice. Man, we didn't get an on-color bomb. We got Graz. But we do have a Contagious Vorak, and I'm pretty happy with that. So I can live with it. Yeah, this is a strong pack in general. Anoint with Affliction is great. And Vorak, it's close between these two. If this was pack 1, pick 1. For us, it's obviously the green card. Okay, so Hex Gold Slash. I think I'm in on that. Retrofitter's great. Should, you know, if we were in that deck. If we were in red-white, obviously Jork Kadine's good. But yeah, I mean, this is... I think it's blue's best uncommon. It's sort of a build-around, but it really powers that blue-white deck significantly. But yeah, we'll take a Hex Gold Slash here. Wouldn't hate Venomous Brutalizer showing back up, but that card's been a little underwhelming. So here's a Mantis. I was saying I wanted one, and I think we probably take it over Molten Rebuke. Plague Nurse has really ended up bad, mostly because of Hex Gold Slash. All of the things that have 4 toughness and have Toxic are extra bad in the format because of Hex Gold Slash. The ones that can get away with it are like the Paladin because it gets you something back, and the 4-mana 3/4 Toxic one in white that if you return something gives you a 1/1. Like, it at least gives you something, but the Nurse does not, and it is completely miserable to... Depending on which side you're on, it's either amazing or awful to have Hex Gold Slash destroy her. I mean, I would really like a trick, but at the same time, I really feel like I need more, like, low drop, especially just random things with oil to make our, like, Cackler better, especially. I guess we don't have that many other oil things right now, but we still kind of want them. And Free From Flesh is oil, but we really need more low drop creatures in general, so I think we take the Steward. Okay, I like Exuberant Fuseling. Does oil counter things. It usually carries its weight, you know, for a 1-drop. It usually is a lot scarier than your typical 1-drop. So do we want a Free From Flesh or another Mantis? I think another Mantis. I mean, we have so few creatures that taking tricks before them is probably not a great idea right now. We do have more because we have some, like, medium ones. I don't think we're going to end up prisming here. But we'll see. I don't really want a second blast, even with Sulfim around. I might take the Skull Bomb. I mean, at worst, it cycles, and we might be able to get value out of the counters. I don't like Long Legs at all, really. It is a creature, but I almost would rather just have a random oil counter thing that I can cycle. So here's some more fixing. If we were really thinking about Serum Core Chimera. I don't think I am, though. I think we'll just take a Slinger. Has more upside in our deck than a random Toxic 1 creature does. I mean, I kind of wish I had one more thing at the top of my curve, but the Engulfer is very medium. I mean, it's worse than medium. I think I'll just take the Centurion. Wow, that's pretty crazy. I guess red-white was open. I don't think, you know, we saw that white was open with some picks, but it didn't feel consistently like that was the case. I don't think we're playing another Crescendo or Slinger, so I think we're taking Jorkadine for the gems. I mean, we're not going to be playing those things. So, like, a Rebuke works. I don't hate picking one of those up really late. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have to play our Spore Singers. So that's good. And, you know, the 2-mana 2/1 Toxic thing does, like, help you hit your land drops and stuff, but still not super into it. I think we probably cut Thrill. And this is our deck, pretty much. The upside of, you know, not having that many playables. So would I rather have a Skull Bomb than... Yeah, I mean, I think I would. Than, like, Adaptive Spore Singer or Blade Graft Aspirant, yeah. All right. You know, it's in terms of like average card quality, the deck might not be great, but having Lukka obviously and Solthim to a lesser extent is pretty great. And we have a lot of the stuff you do want, but you know, we didn't end up with the red-green signposts, and we didn't end up with more Cacklers. You know, there's a few things we could have used, but it's solid. All right. It's interesting, you know, when you have a hand like this one, because is playing Rustvine Cultivator on 1 more expensive than us grabbing our red mana? I mean, more important than us grabbing our red. I think grabbing the red is probably more important. Yeah. I don't think I've had the new sword or played against it yet, surprisingly. That is not cool. I might try to block it. Never mind. Not loving how this is lining up right now, but there's not a lot I can do about it. Yep, that's about to be online. They also threaten Lukka really well, unfortunately, these 2 flyers. So, like, I could cast Lukka, but it doesn't seem that good, unfortunately. Cast him, he come into play with 5 loyalty, -1 down to 4. I guess they have to do something extra. No, they don't, because they have Incisor Glider. They don't have to do anything extra. Well, I think I attack with Forge Hammer Centurion here, and we see what happens. I imagine nothing. Yep, nothing it is. So I could Hazardous Blast. I have a lot of options here. I think maybe I should just Hazardous Blast so that this doesn't become a 2/2 with Double Strike and attack us for, like crazy next turn. It's probably our best bet. It's not exactly how you want to be casting your Hazardous Blast, but it ends up being a 1-for-1. And it's better than casting the Rebuke, I think. How curious would I rate it? Do you mean you're curious how I would rate it? I think it's a middling, limited format. I think it has enough interesting stuff to keep you coming back for a while, but I don't think it's an all-time great where you'll be, like, really pumped every time it's available on, you know, as a flashback. All right, so... I guess I'm going to Molten Rebuke now. I mean, we want to try to set up Lukka in a situation where he's not vulnerable, and that's not super doable right now. So... yeah. I guess we're going to Rebuke. I guess I'm going to attack first. See if they try something, and I need to cast Blazing Crescendo. I don't imagine they will. And I guess killing Incisor Glider is best. It has more toughness, so harder for Lukka to kill with his ability. And it also buffs everything right now, so... we're lucky they haven't drawn well because they... I mean, they still kind of have us on the ropes. It doesn't take that much extra. All right. So I think we're finally in a situation where Lukka isn't terrible. So that's good. Probably just uses -1. I don't know. Maybe I want to kill the flyer right away. Kill the flighter right away. A trade with Stinging Hive Master and start +1ing isn't terrible. But I honestly think maybe make a 3/3, etc. is better. I mean, I could +1, but that doesn't... that's not that useful. I guess I'm going to crack my Skull Bomb and make a decision after that. Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to play Lukka the normal way. Man, I really think the -3 might be the might be the way to go here. I think it is. A 3/3 with Toxic 1 is not exactly a perfect Predator, but, you know, okay. You tell yourself that, Lukka. Would be... oh, wow, they're just going for me. That is interesting. I guess I should have predicted that, given that I have 6 poison, huh? I can actually hit them pretty... oh, they can kill my Planeswalker anyway. Alright, I mean... okay. I could do so much damage. And that's probably what I do. I think we just try to race here. I guess they have mana up, so they may be able to really burn me if I try to Blazing Crescendo for damage plus a card here, but I think we go for it. Yeah, land. Just what I wanted. So let's play our Vorak. Proliferating feels better. I mean, it doesn't make a huge difference, but it's probably better. We got him at 3. We have a creature that can turn off a blocker, and one of their creatures already can't block. So, never mind. Interesting. I guess you don't attack with anything. Or you just attack with... Shoot. That's what I have to say. Keep you from blocking. You block one of these. I die on the backswing. I guess I can chump, so it probably does make more sense for me to attack here. The bad news is my Four-Chamber Centurion will die. And so they do have to block, but the Centurion dies. And I no longer have the ability... I mean, I guess they still have to draw a blocker or whatever. I think it's our best bet, but it is far from optimal. Especially because removal kills us, but, you know, gotta do what you gotta do. What? Oh. How was I even thinking that wasn't gonna work? They only had 2 blockers. I turned one off and I attacked with 2 3-power creatures. I don't know how I overthought all of that. Yeah, I had lethal. I somehow really overthought it and somehow thought they would still be able to block even when I turned off the blocker. So, works for me. They partly tricked me because I was like pretty confident that we were going to be able to kill him. And then they attacked and passed the turn, and I think my brain went, oh, okay, they must not be dead then. But they were just seeing if I would do the right thing, and I, you know, second-guessed myself a little bit. So there you go. Lukka didn't, like, come down and dominate the game, but generating a 3-3 and eating a removal spell, you know, that is kind of what turned the game around, I think. Did they sack a real creature? I didn't remember what they sacked. They did. Well, they sacked... It's not quite a 3-for-1 because they sacked Stinging Hive Master. So it's like a 2.65 for 1. But yeah, pretty much. Oh, you said almost. Fair enough. All right, well. We can't play our green creature on turn 1. That costs 1 mana, which is always a little annoying. But... we'll be okay. I may, if I draw a 3rd land especially, and I do, I'd probably just play out Predation Steward and Rustvine Cultivator. Doesn't happen for a while. The Seed Core. Lets them add mana of any color for Phyrexian creatures, which is all but like 5 in the set, which is nice. The downside, of course, is that it can't cast non-creature spells with colored. It can't make colored mana for them. Nice. My my in-laws, so I live in Oklahoma, and we got hit by a really bad storm, including tornadoes that really did a bunch of damage to the community. Luckily, at least last I checked, there were only non-critical injuries somehow. But luckily for them, only their power went out, but it's been out for like 2 days, and it just came back on. So that's nice for them. I mean, I think we attack here. If they block, we use Blazing Crescendo, and then play... Cultivator, and if they don't, we play Contagious Vorak and hope we find a mountain, probably, so that we can just really pressure them with Sulfim. Makes our Ruthless Predation way spicier. Yeah, our old... So, the house we lived in before this one, the one where the earliest streams where I actually used a camera anyway, were recorded for this channel. That house, that neighborhood got, like, messed up. We haven't gone through it yet because it's such a wreck. We don't know if our old house is even still there, basically. Which is crazy. But yeah, we use Blazing Crescendo here. We hit a Skull Bomb, huh? I don't feel too broken up about not casting it. I don't know anything about the Spheres of New Phyrexia, so, I don't know. I mean, I know their cards. I guess, maybe the red one, since Urabrask is nice to humans. Right? Isn't that his thing? He rebels against the other, Praetors. Okay. Well, I guess we're going to play the bomb because I think we probably kill this and attack. I do think it's a cool flavor thing that they made the red, Praetor. You know, red is often about rebellion, but in this case, his rebellion is something that benefits most of the world. I mean, we definitely attack with Predation Steward. Beyond that, I guess I'd probably play Sulfim, if given the chance. Having 1 mana up would be kind of nice, but it's a pretty costly thing. Yeah, we'll let this happen. I'm pretty happy with that. Does die to lots of things. It's not exactly invulnerable. If we leave up 1 mana... Kind of is, but I have to discard 2 cards to make it indestructible, which, you know, kind of worth it. But kind of intense, also. I think we attack, and probably, if they block, we'd probably use Blazing Crescendo. We could consider making it indestructible, but I don't think that's as good. Although maybe it is. Like, we know that's going to die. We know they're in black-red. There aren't that many things that can kill Sulfim. And I could discard, like, the Stalker and the Cackler right now, and it wouldn't really upset me. Interesting. Yeah. Does die to drown in Ichor. That is the... The thing we don't want to see that makes me a little more lean towards Blazing Crescendo than Indestructibility. But Indestructibility has so many more long-term implications. I think I go for it and hope they don't have Drown in Ichor. That's like it. So, and we know they're tapped out right now. Yeah. Okay, so I think we pay the life. Because we have a lot of it. And I'd like to be able to play something else. Although, actually, I'm not going to hold on to something I can play anyway, so I may as well... yeah, I may as well do this. And then discard these 2. All right. Let's see if they have Drown in Ichor. Uh-oh. They might. I feel like they would have cast it already if they did. You could... Don't think you're blowing up anything. So we can just keep slamming this 5-4 into them, which is nice. I think we probably cracked this at this point. Okay. I could put another indestructible counter on it if I proliferate. It's kind of funny. I can't imagine they block here. I mean, I was a little surprised they blocked to begin with last turn, but now you're just chumping for nothing. I mean, I guess that's what chumping is, but... Drowning Ichor is just 1 and a black. So they have the mana for it. I guess in our second main phase, we're going to play the Vorak and the Fuseling. Don't block. You have much less of a chance if you block, yeah. You go down a card for nothing. Okay, so... I guess we play Fuseling first, because we may just decide not to find a land to make it a 2-1. On this board, might be worth it. I mean, I wouldn't hate another mountain, but we're also not, like, desperate for another mountain, so we'll just go ahead and proliferate. Double indestructibility. Now what? Yeah, I'm pretty glad we put those 4 mountains on the bottom of our library anyway, either way, because we don't really want to draw all of those. I mean, we do want a 5th one. We do want a 5th land at some point, but... You know. But we have we do actually have 5 mana because of our cultivator, so... We can play everything in our deck. Including double red. I don't think we have anything that costs double red, but... yeah, that was definitely a Koth top deck. 2 4/2s, huh? This only makes 1/1s bigger. I mean, they don't have corrupted anyway, but just double checking. I guess they're saying good game. Good job, Sulfim. Does feel like a bomb when your opponent like throws away a blocker the way our opponent did. Even when you have to give up 2 cards. The fact that we had a Crescendo in our hand and a Skull Bomb in play made that easier to do, too, because it was like, I mean, I could kind of replace these cards. And they weren't doing much anyway. I mean, a guaranteed killing of my opponent's creature while mine stays alive. And future problems for our opponent unless they have 1 uncommon in the whole set, basically. Definitely was worth the risk of discarding 2 cards. We weren't even vulnerable to an Edict at that point, so... Alright, this is fine. None of our exciting cards are here, but... Oh, man. Drawing your 1-drops on turn 2 is... It's annoying. It happens a lot in this format because you play so many 1-drops. Most formats, you don't play so many. I think we just offer the trade here after we play our Fuseling. Yeah, that is big. I'm probably going to pitch this mountain with Axiom Engraver. Uh-oh. Yeah, so if you have a bunch of equipment and have a Bladecraft Aspirant, things do get pretty scary in a hurry. Yeah. I wonder if I should just Hazardous Blast. Kills the 3-1. Of course, they could actually move it for free to their Aspirant right now if they really wanted to. Looks like they want to. This format has so many cards that are basically signpost commons. It's interesting. Let's discard a mountain. Okay. Okay. I think we just attack with Lattice Blade Mantis as a 5/4. I mean, they can set up some blocks, but they have to do some significant work. And Crescendo, depending on how they decide to block, could end up being a pretty real problem for them. Not if they block like that, because they're doing 5. Yeah. Alright, so we just let this happen. And then play Sulfim. Not a bad backup plan. I mean, I could have Crescendoed to kill one and just get in for, like, 9. But... Or Hazardous Blasted is what I mean. But I don't think I wanted to. Yeah, it doubles non-combat. So Hazardous Blast does 2. If they had a bunch of X2s in play, I probably would have considered going that route. You know, playing it first. Does still have the effect on the board, so that's a thing. No attack, huh? Okay. So a 4-mana Lukka only has 3 loyalty. I don't love that. But maybe it's what I'm supposed to do. We attack with our Fuseling, see if something happens there. So if they block and this actually dies, I definitely play Lukka. But I don't think they will in the end. I'm probably still supposed to play Lukka. You know, it's a bit of a bummer to not be able to cast him for full 5 or he'd be completely absurd. But we'll be okay. You know, we'll be alright. Yeah. This thing has Menace, so, you know. Ooh. Now there's some flying. So Hazardous Blast will kill this right now. So that's nice. Especially if they let me kill Blade Graft by attacking. I don't think they will, though. Ooh, it kills that now, too. All right. Yeah, that's what we wanted. Okay. I wonder if I'm actually supposed to plus Lukka. Probably not. I feel kind of bad about this, but, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. What you gotta do. Am I gonna want to discard this land? I think we'll just attack for 7. And make another one of these guys. Just cranking out 3/3s, you know. I mean, that's kind of his main mode. It's a pretty good one to have. What was the upside of that? Did I have a 4 toughness creature they wanted to block? I don't know. I think it's the kind of play you sort of make, not thinking about it. And then a corner case. Yeah, so blocking the 3/3s is why they did it, yeah. That would be why. I think it was the right move to make. I mean, it takes Hazardous Blast, you know, and Sulfim, it's easy to forget Sulfim was still having an effect on the board since it hadn't done anything, too. I think it's an easy thing to overlook, and I think probably a normal play. I think we can keep this, mostly because the Vorak is likely to find us a mountain. Luckily, we do have the Cultivator, who, if they have a trick, isn't going to be doing any blocking, but if they don't have a trick, and they don't, hey, we drew a mountain anyway. Furnace Punisher. Okay. I could just play a turn 3 Lattice Blade Mantis. That is pretty spicy. I mean, it's not unbeatable or anything, but like... Yeah, I think that's where we go. Yeah, that's a good attack right there. Ow. All right. Well. Sure they take 5. No, they're going to chump. Makes sense, I guess. Makes that a 2/2. So next turn we're going to play Furnace Strider. That's going to be pretty good. Is getting a counter on Lattice Blade Mantis better than getting another mountain? I mean, it probably is. I guess I could have put an oil counter there first, but it actually blocks Exuberant Fuseling right now, which does matter. They may have their own Furnace Strider here, which would hurt. Okay. Let's find out if they can wreck us here with the trick. Doesn't look like it. I like that. Don't like that, though. Draw a card, go up to 23. Okay. Well, I think we probably just want to kill the Furnace Punisher now. It's so difficult for us to block that it is probably what we want to do. I think I do it with Forge Hammer. Yeah. I mean, I could hit Oil Gorger Troll. Oh, wait a second. So the downside about doing this is that this will become big enough to block Lattice Blade Mantis. So let's attack first. I may as well attack first, in retrospect. This way, they have to block with both the Fuseling and the Troll. Okay. Yeah, you're a 4-1 a trample. I know. And both your bodies line up for really good attacks, especially if you have your own fight spell here. Well, we're going to take 3. Untap. So, yeah, I mean, that could just single block now, which is a little annoying. But not the end of the world. We need to draw some cards. Lukka would be pretty good. So, I think we probably block Kuldotha Cackler and take 3. Trample is bad. Uh-oh. They went pretty wide there all of a sudden, didn't they? We need to draw a creature. Well, well, we still have another chance at doing it. Whiff. Okay, I think we're dead. Unless they're really afraid of the one card we have in our hand, and they probably don't need to be, yeah. Are you really going to go conservative and only attack with Oil Gorger Troll? Okay. I mean, I think we lose no matter what. But, you know, they could have just killed us with an Alpha Strike there. There's our Fuseling. Look out. Since they didn't kill us last time, I'm gonna wait and see what happens. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we never really felt like we were in that game. They had better synergy than we do, basically, in the same sort of deck. Yeah, White Sun's Twilight would have been nice. Obviously, we don't have it in our deck, though. I wonder if chumping with the smaller creature was better, because playing Lukka would have let me clear out more bodies if I had higher power in play. That may have been actually the better play to my, you know, with Lukka in mind. Didn't really matter. I mean, I think even if Lukka comes down and kills like 3 things, I have to chump and take like 2 on the next swing and then die, so. But, who knows. Alright, we did get Fuseling on turn 1, which is nice. That is not. Crawling Chorus has arrived. Hexgold Slash is good against a lot of toxic creatures, but not that one. Well, got a little better. Like, if they decide to equip it. The deal's not bad. Oh my god. They line up so well against our Fuseling. So bad for us. I do... Gosh, just equip your Injector. Come on. Yeah, I'm probably going to block one. I at least have the Slash if they try to use a trick and really blow us out. Yeah, we'll go ahead and kill that. They do still put 1 poison on us, unfortunately. So all their cards just got upgraded. Many of them, anyway. Yep, they have a pretty good version of the black-white deck, I would say. The poison is real. If they block, we use Crescendo. If they don't block, we play Lattice Blade Mantis. Obviously, this is a race they're going to win right now. Especially if they have removal or tricks. But we can do a bunch of damage out of nowhere. So we go to 6 poison. Are you about to kill my Lattice Blade Mantis with Annihilating Glare? Oh, Lukka. You know, if that annoying flyer didn't have so much... Well, I can actually pick off the Raptor and the Chorus. It replaces itself, unfortunately. But there's a chance that Lukka could stay alive. This is if they let me, my Lattice Blade Mantis live. So let's see if that's going to happen first. Should have attacked with both, but with the Lukka plan in effect... Okay. Let's see. Do they have the indestructibility trick? They do. Okay. Well, that ruins everything. They can still only hit Lukka for 2, and they're probably going to attack me anyway, I guess. So, I think we make a 3-3. I'm hoping it distracts them, because we're on like a 2-turn clock right now. If I play Furnace Strider, I can at least kill the Raptor, which I guess is probably what we need to do. Yeah, that's what we'll be doing. Play Furnace Strider, kill the Raptor. But we might still be dead. I could buff one of these to 6 instead and kill... Oh yeah, that's really good. Interesting. Okay, so let's buff this to 6. And then use Lukka's ability. 4, 1, 1. Am I brave enough to attack when either of those creatures could be lethal? I don't think I am. I mean, I need to stabilize this board one way or another. Man. Removal kills us. Yeah, no, we can't. We can't do it. They have us under too much poison pressure. Yeah, that's bad. Speaking of pressure. So now we're dead anyway. No, it only gets Toxic 1. Okay. Only Toxic 1. They can block even. I kind of overlooked that. So that was a waste. Basically, I have to draw removal. I guess I should have just attacked them, like on that turn that I had. Because they'd be at like 11, so at least we'd be close to having lethal with like something. Yeah, I guess Molten Rebuke is like our only out, isn't it? Excuse me. And that isn't it. Rough. Them drawing another flyer to put the injector on was like the best possible thing they could do. Not going to play it on turn 1 here, but the hand's pretty good overall. Well, now we can, and I think we do. Since it can allow for turn 3 Sulfim. Yeah, Armored Scrap Gorger is sweet. It's probably not worth attacking and trying to get them to block so I can use Crescendo. That's silly. I don't love that because if they have a fight spell, they'll be able to kill Sulfim. Of course, they can kill Sulfim with a whole bunch of stuff right now. I guess I should have just played my Expanse. I'm not sure why I played a Mountain. That was a bad idea. I think we still play Sulfim on turn 3. I mean, sure, it's a little vulnerable or whatever. But it's also a 5/4 that they kind of have to answer. I mean, I guess with a Death Touch creature in play, I should wait until they can at least threaten with mana. Let's see what we draw. Yeah, maybe that's better. I mean, I only have to wait one more turn, and I can at least leave the mana up to protect it. Yeah, that's probably worth it. I think we will play our Expanse now, which I should have done already, but, you know. Mistakes were made. Play Get the Forest and play Engraver. Thank you for the follow, Elastic. So yeah, next turn we can play it and leave mana up, and theoretically discard like a land and a Centurion maybe. Then the only thing that can deal with it... Okay. Here's Nissa. They only went with the 3 loyalty, which does help a little, but not that much. Nissa is very hard to beat. Yeah, that's not fun. That is not fun. I mean, I could kill her here. Well, or try to. And lose both my creatures in the process. But I don't think that makes sense. I think if we can get set up with an indestructible 5/4, we'll be more capable of defending ourselves, maybe. And threatening her by attacking with an indestructible 5/4 every turn. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Yeah, it's a horrible situation, but I think this is our best bet. I also wonder whether we should just do it now, because if we wait, they could destroy it in response. So I think we do need to do it now. Crescendo does give us a better chance of eventually destroying Nissa. Probably more than the Centurion. But I think we may be about to be 3-3. Yeah, they'll have enough loyalty to block Sulfim in the near future. Like now-ish, roughly. But there are a few cards we have that make a difference, but yeah, we're going to have to find them. Wonder if I'm supposed to dig for Hazardous Blast, because that may be our only way of winning. Would kill both of these. I mean, I don't know how I'm going to get through with Crescendo now that I think about it. So, yeah, I think we dig. That helps. A little. Okay. I could play Furnace Strider, but we've got to lower Nissa's loyalty somehow, and I don't know how I'm going to do that, because once they start making 6/6s, yeah, I mean, it's kind of game over. I could dig for another card. May not be the worst plan. Yeah, that's probably what we're going to do. I think we want the Predation, and we'll discard... Yeah, we'll discard the Mantis. Lukka... We have a 5-power creature in play. Wait, can you hit Planeswalkers? And the ability is doubled! That's pretty much what we needed to draw, so that's good news. I'm not even sure for sure if it's gonna get us there, but it's gonna make a pretty big difference. So we have 5 power, so we're going to do 5 to her. And then I think we pick off the flyers. I mean, we're going to lose Lukka, that much is clear. So maybe it's better to kill... So, 10 damage. Is it better to kill more things or to kill the bigger things? Probably to kill more things. So, maybe we go Basilisk, Siphoner, and then we have 1 random damage left over. No! What? Oh, I can still do it. I just need to do it fast this time. I guess that's 6. Crap. Ran out of time. I didn't do the optimal thing because of that, but it may bail us out enough. Yeah, I mean, I guess killing the flyer might have just been better. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Probably was. Yeah, you have to assign 3 the way it's divided. Yeah, that's where 1 damage disappeared. I guess we're gonna kill their biggest creature. Does so much damage. I guess we're gonna attack with it, honestly. We have reasonable enough blockers, and they're at low enough life that I think we go for it. It's pretty fun, like, even if we don't win, the fact that we got to do Lukka and Solfim together, and that we had to, like, dig several cards to get there it was pretty fun. Yeah, your Scrap Gorger is going to be bigger now. Don't love it. But we'll be able to play a Furnace Strider next turn, which is bigger than everything. Yeah. So guess we're gonna block like that. There are tricks they could have, but I'm sort of hoping they don't. So we're at 9, they're at 10. They can swing back pretty intensely if I say play Furnace Strider. I'm probably just attacking with Solfim here and then playing Furnace Strider. No haste. Which is kind of sad, but I guess Furnace Strider is the worst blocker, but it also does 1 less damage, and this puts them on a 2-turn clock. So yeah, let's get in there with Solfim. Yeah, they may block just to poison us. And they do. Yeah, the bummer, I guess, is if this hits us, it's going to be bad, but we can threaten a ton of damage. I guess we're going to go to 3 poison here. So yeah, I think we send in Solfim again. This unfortunately has Death Touch and Lifelink now. Although, since they attacked with their Death Toucher, that's interesting. Let's attack with Furnace Strider, actually. They're gonna go for the double block. Guess that makes sense, but yeah, we'll kill the big creature. Play Vorak. I mean, we may as well draw it to thin out our deck a little, because adding another indestructible counter won't make a difference. So, so they're gonna try to kill us with Bone Picker Scourge, and they might succeed. The lifelink is big. Well, that's interesting. Okay, so let's Skull Bomb. Put the counters on Axiom Engraver. That's what I was hoping to draw. Do I want to attack with Sulfim and Vorak and then just block Ugly on the Basilisk? Yeah, I kind of think so. Okay, I like it. We are kind of going to need to find something, though. So, because Axiom Engraver can't block anyway, let's try to find something else we can add to the board this turn. Yeah, that's not going to do it. So, it's going to be hard for us to do lethal damage. We're going to have to draw removal for the Scourge. This was a sweet game, even if we lose. Yeah, we have to draw removal for the Scourge. We do have a couple removal spells, and we get 2 shots at it. So there's that. Not an artifact, so that one doesn't help. Dang. Well, yeah, they beat us. They beat an indestructible Sulfim and a double Lukka's ultimate. It's rough, but I guess I should have killed the Scourge in retrospect. 3-3. Wah wah. Was a fun game just because we got to pull off that ridiculous turn, but running out of time sucked. Because I think if I had more time, I would have chosen a more optimal way to distribute the damage. I mean, I killed Nissa. That was what really mattered, but it does stink we couldn't draw a Hexgold Slash or our the 5-mana removal spell there. I mean, we did draw 2 extra cards, but, you know, 3-3 with that deck is quite underwhelming. But it was a fun deck, at least. Yeah, Hazardous Blast would have been great. That's true. That's true. Would have done the job as well. We also got to do that in a game. So we got to do stuff with Sulfim, even if ultimately our record wasn't that good. In terms of, like, the coolness of our draft, it was up there.